He has been phenomenal. He's fantastic. And he continues to do more and more for you to think the same thing that we've been harping on all year. He's the best player on the team. Like, he does so much to fill up a box score and a stat sheet, but at the same time, he's doing it unselfishly because they're not calling plays for him. They're not running the offense through him, but he's finding all these different ways to make a difference and be a positive force for his team.
The Rockets played the Cavs, the best record in the East. Now, the Cavs were a little shorthanded. They had three pieces that were hurt, three rotational pieces that were hurt. But the Rockets win that game, Blankers. Good win. Good bounce-back victory, especially.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, I had tweeted out before the game, this is going to be a good barometer for the Rockets team because you're playing the team with the best record in the NBA, one of the best teams in the East, and you just kind of wanted to see how, in these kind of matchups, how they stack up. And you're right. I was a little disappointed with the guys that were out for Cleveland, but it was a good game. It was a really fun game to watch. The Rockets were in control most of the game, and then what a debacle at the end of the game. This isn't the first time that we've seen Tari Eason do something not so smart, fouling a jump shooter late in a game. But I thought, oh, my God, all this work, all this goodwill, all this good showing against Cleveland, and they're going to blow the game on a fouling the jump shooter 3, up by 2, and then one of the best free throw shooters in the game just kind of did you a favor.
Yeah, that was yes, like that one specific possession was weird. Like I'll have a holistic take in just a moment, but that was a bad play by Tari Eason.
It was awful.
Like I love his game. You see how important he is. He was big time in that game yesterday. He was very, very good. The Rockets played well without him, and he's one of their key figures. But that closeout was not smart. Nope. That was low IQ basketball. Fortunately, Garland missed 2 of the 3 free throws. It's funny though too, because like the whole narrative there is, well, he's getting 3 shots and the Cavs are getting the ball. They're down by 2. So, like, whenever you have the foul and then it's upgraded to a flagrant, even, like, Craig and Ryan were talking about it. It's like, well, now the Rockets are going to have to foul on the inbound. Like, the whole thought was he's going to make all three.
He's a 90% free throw shooter.
There was zero thought of him missing just one. Like, there was the automatic assumption that he was going to make all 3 free throws. They were going to have the lead. You were going to have to foul, play the whole foul game. They didn't even put zero thought into him missing 1 free throw, much less 2. And then you get the stop at the final play, which is kind of a good look for Donovan Mitchell. Yep. Kind of a good look. Didn't love that look there a little bit. But my bigger view of this, like the one possession, yes, that was not very smart. You got very, very lucky to finish the game the way that you did. The Rockets were dreadful the whole fourth quarter, though. They were dreadful. It was a 19-0 run for the Cavs in the fourth quarter. They went over 6 minutes without scoring the basketball in the fourth quarter, and they were still outscored by 10 points in the fourth quarter despite the win. This is a team, though, in the past, whenever they get hit by that run, a 19-0 run, a 6.5-minute scoring drought. This is a team that in the past would have quit. They would have rolled over. They would have died. There's no way they would have won that basketball game against good competition like Cleveland. The fact that they were able to take a 19-0 punch to the face and go 6.5 minutes without scoring, yet find a way to win the game, to me is actually a sign of growth.
Yeah, it's all been on kind of like a learning curve, right? Because I've been harping on the fact that as good as they play for 42, 43 minutes a game, in playing as good as they played all season, they've had a hard time closing teams out and putting like the final foot down on the pedal to just get to the finish line. It doesn't matter how you get there. And they got lucky last night, but it has been getting better. And what I liked most about last night was it was multiple guys. They're down 6, and Van Vliet is the guy that gets you back with the 2 threes. But then they're going to Alpe. They're making sure that they get other guys involved. And it's not just a one-man show of relying on somebody to either carry you or not in the case of like a Jalen. And and the other thing that was great is that they can now go 8 deep and get contributions off the bench from guys that are understanding their role more. I mean, while we were not doing games last weekend, you had a 10-rebound game for Cam Whitmore. That doesn't happen. That's not supposed to happen. You're getting Steven Adams with offensive rebounds. You're getting all the things you're getting, so it's a deeper team, a more experienced team with every game like this. And, yeah, you would have ideally liked to close that one out a different way, but at least it's getting better.
Yeah, I don't think they win that game last year.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
I think that this is a sign of growth for this team. And yes, you didn't play in the fourth quarter the way that you need to play, but you beat Cleveland at the end of the day. You hand the Cavs only their 7th loss. Yes, they're without 3 rotation guys, but then you hand them their 7th loss. You took their best punch in the fourth quarter. You did not play your best in the fourth quarter. yet you found a way to win that game. And that's what good teams do. Like, good teams find ways to win games whenever they have bad stretches, whenever they get punched in the face, and they did that. Amin Thompson, another great game. 16 points, 16. He had 9 offensive rebounds in that game. 9 offensive, 4 assists, 4 steals. I love Amin Thompson. He's my favorite player on the team. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, he's easily my favorite player on the team.
Mine as well. I mean, him and Cam. And I really like the fact that Cam is doing more. It looks like he's starting to mature more and get out of that me stuff, which I like. But with Amin Thompson, I saw Lance say, is it fair to say this is a men's coming out party? Well, you haven't been watching for the you haven't been watching for the last several weeks, because since he's been inserted in the starting lineup, even before that, he's a double-double waiting to happen with a chance at a triple-double if things just fall right. He has been phenomenal. He's fantastic. And he continues to do more and more for you to think the same thing that we've been harping on all year. He's the best player on the team. Like, he does so much to fill up a box score and a stat sheet. But at the same time, he's doing it unselfishly, because they're not calling plays for him. They're not running the offense through him. But he's finding all these different ways to make a difference and be a positive force for his team. That's why, I mean, I don't know what the hell they're going to do when Jabari comes back, but I'm not going to worry about it because he's been kicking.
Probably just bring him off the bench.
Maybe. I'm sure he's not going to like it, but that's, you got Wally pipped, buddy.
Yeah. You know my feelings towards players not liking their roles. They can shut their mouth and know their roles is what they can do.
I mean, when you look at the fact that, and here's the thing. I mean, from an Udoka standpoint, I don't think he not to the level of like a Thibodeau, but I don't think he really trusted a lot of guys on his bench in the past. Now with Tari back too, he's got guys that can turn it up on defense. He's got guys that bring energy off the bench. He's got guys that can rebound, and they are a much more well-rounded team because of the depth and the fact that he's got guys he can go to.
Yeah, it's a fun team. Do they have their weaknesses? Sure, they're not a great shooting team, but if you get a bunch of offensive rebounds, you might not have to be a great shooting team. Like, I don't really care what your shooting percentage is. I care how many points you're scoring per possession. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
no, you're right.
Yeah, I that's the point of basketball.
I think this next schedule is going to test him a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
You're on the road. You're playing some good teams. This is where you literally have to show that you can do it at home. You've had a good run here, but this is one that's going to test them to kind of show exactly who they are going forward.